Trump there. Let's go truthing or faking Vedika Bahl by the big board there to talk about Zohran Mamdani. As we heard in our report, no stranger to attacks from the White House and from the political right, hard right, far right, define it how you wish during the campaign. Elon Musk, no less, triggering a wave of misinformation, disinformation about the mayoral vote in New York, implying that it was rigged for a Mamdani win. Vedika, over to you.
That's right, Mark. Well, we know Mamdani is the first South Asian, first Muslim and first millennial mayor, and you can say, I guess, that the Republicans are rattled by this win. So far so that, in fact, at the time that Mamdani began his victory speech after that win, Donald Trump took to Truth Social and posted, "And so it begins." But now those close to him have also questioned the legitimacy of Mamdani's win, we could say. Trump's billionaire ally Elon Musk took to X to allege without evidence that the New York electoral process was rigged in order to help Mamdani get this win. He says the New York City ballot form is a scam. He says no ID was required. Other mayoral candidates appear twice. So Mamdani, I don't know if you can see that, but Mamdani and Sliwa appear twice. And he says Andrew Cuomo's name is last in the bottom right. Now, Musk, I think if you need to know this, Musk, like Trump, endorsed Cuomo. It's no surprise, really, that he is the world's richest man, and Mamdani ran a platform about affordability and taxing the rich. But this post here, with 30 million views almost on it, well, this triggered a flurry of reactions. There was many posts saying that they believed that the Democrats therefore had to cheat in order to win. This user here pointed out that Eric Adams is still listed on the ballot despite he dropped out, but regardless, it was done in order to hurt Cuomo's chances. This user here says even the most corrupt banana republic would be ashamed to rig an election like this. And New York is about to turn into a Marxist, Islamist-run state through electoral fraud. So that's what has been triggered by Musk's claims there, Mark.
Okay, one has an automatic reaction to these kind of things, but let's do this straight down the middle. Is that a legitimate ballot paper from New York? How is it that Mamdani's name appears twice?
Well, I can confirm it is a legitimate ballot, and it is in line with the voting laws in New York. As for Cuomo's placement here on the ballot, well, Cuomo ran as an independent. He lost the Democratic primary to Mamdani, ran as an independent. And according to New York state law, the independent candidates are listed after the established and well-known party. So that explains his place. If we talk regarding Musk's claims about no ID being required, again, that is just New York law. First-time voters are required to present ID, but for everyone else, when you enter, your signature is matched with the one on record for you. That is just simply how it works. Now, in terms of some mayoral candidates appearing twice, well, that is due to something called fusion voting, which is allowed in the state of New York. According to Ballotpedia, fusion voting allows more than one political party to nominate the same candidate. Hence, some candidates could be on the ballot multiple times. And New York is one of the states where this is allowed to happen. So if we take a look at that ballot again with this knowledge in mind, Mamdani won the Democratic primary, therefore he's listed under the Democratic name. He was also endorsed by the Working Family Party. Republican Curtis Sliwa won the Republican primary, and he's also listed here under the Protect Animals Party. As for those who pointed out that Eric Adams was still on the ballot even though he dropped out of the race, well, that is because he told them too late. A spokesperson for the Board of Elections spoke to local news in New York and said that the name is still on the ballot because he chose to drop out well past any legal deadline. So the ballot was already printed, and that's why he is listed on it. Now, I also want to point out that this is not a new phenomenon by any means done to help Mamdani's chances. It is simply the way it works. If we look back to this ballot in 2018, who can we see on the ballot? We can see Andrew Cuomo listed 4 times under 4 different parties. So it is very much simply the way it works. If we go back to Elon Musk's claim about this being a scam, I think we can safely mark this one as false. It is completely just the way that it works in New York. It might be that he's not up to date with those rules, but I also want to point out it is a little interesting that he is choosing to question this democratic process when it is his social media platforms like his X that in fact have scrapped policies that restrict content that tries to undermine global elections. So that's an interesting one that I think we should take into account as well.
Indeed, and as ever with this, if it had gone the way that Musk wanted, perhaps he'd be raising a different issue today rather than what he feels to be a twisting of the election result. The clarity there from Vedika. Thank you very much indeed.